we'll be having some two discussions. At the Thanksgiving of FESCAI, one of the foremost as well as biggest group of companies involved in construction, as well as insurance, financing, among many other derivatives or sectors. The President of the Republic did say that, well, even him, he had envisaged that the turnaround of the economy would be within a 24-month period. That would be 2 years. And subsequently, the turnaround we've witnessed, even before the first year would end for his administration, well, was not only a surprise, but also mainly due to the prudent fiscal policy that had been introduced and making Ghana a poster boy of the Bretton Woods institutions, but more so of the international community. We're here to do that analysis, and then we'll also take a look at the policemen who were nearly brutalized, but subsequently, as they were warding off some individuals, Galamsey, so to speak, in Jakobu in the Ashanti region, one person being found dead, for which the Ghana Police Service is instituting an investigation, and assurances already being given by the Ashanti Regional Minister and then also the Lands Minister, that those investigations will be very thorough. I have here the CEO for the National Petroleum Authority, Lawyer Edudzi Tamaklo. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Roland. Good morning to my two co-panelists, and good morning to your cherished viewers.
Lawyer Appiah Danquah is also here. Good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning, Roland.
Of the United Party.
To Edudzi and to Prof here, and good morning to your lovely viewers.
The main rivals of the United Party, the NPP, have 5 days to elect their presidential candidate, and we're also monitoring that keenly. And we'll see how the elections go as your election command center. And then I have Dr. Tutu Boahen. Dr. Tutu Boahen, thank you for joining us.
Yes, good morning. Good morning to my two lawyers, and good morning to our viewers.
Okay. We have an interaction with the former Speaker of Parliament, Beatrice Edu, sat down with Professor Michael Quay, Reverend Professor Michael Quay, the former Speaker of Parliament, former Member of Parliament as well, and then political scientist and lecturer, and asked him a number of questions, not only on the NPP, but also an area of subjects of our country. And so we'll be bringing that to you from 9 o'clock. So make sure it's taken. So we'll be closing this quite early. And so 8:30 will be our closing time. Please, let's hear from the President of the Republic of Ghana. All right. Okay, so Edudzi, okay.
Office. The crisis that faced us was very difficult. In my own imagination, I thought that we'll need about 2 years to begin to see a turnaround. That's what I thought. But Ebenezer, this is how far God has brought us. We're all surprised and shocked at the quick turnaround. Anytime I meet the IMF officials and the World Bank officials, they themselves cannot believe, what has happened in Ghana. So Ghana has now become the poster boy, of the IMF and the World Bank. So when they go to other African countries, they say, don't you see Ghana? Look at what Ghana has done. And that's why I say, it is only the grace of God. To bring inflation from 23.8% to 5.4% in 1 year, how did we manage that? For the first time, to see our long-suffering Ghanaian currency, the cedi, that has been taking a beating over the years. Dollars have been arrested, they've broken jail, and all that. For the first time, to see the Ghanaian cedi appreciate by 37% in 1 year, it's only God. The IMF gave us a primary balance of 1.5%. And 2025, our primary balance is 2%, higher than the IMF gave. And so, God has been good to us, and as a nation, we must be grateful to Him.
Well, so it's very important. And so we're also taking a look at the Galamsey issue, and so we'll take a look at it as well. Dr. Kweku Boahen, good morning. How are you? Yeah. And I know that the Ken camp is on the campaign, so to speak, but Edudzi, the president's own analysis so far, what do you make of it?
Okay, so Roland, once again, good morning, and good morning to my brother. Thankfully, on Saturday, his candidate, Ken, will be losing. Bamia will win, so that it will be quite a good one in 2028.
Oh, really?
Yes.
They are very sure. You didn't...
No. I mean, they themselves, in their heart of hearts,
Evans Dria did the research.
They appreciate.
And the findings indicating that...
There's this young...
Is today your birthday?
Yes.
Happy birthday to you.
Oh, then happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Today also
Sorry for the wrong baptism.
Happens to be the birthday of a young friend of mine, Abdul. Today happens to be his birthday. He's from Garu, a very, very popular young man. Today happens to be his birthday, and may Allah be with him.
Yeah. Jane Fee of China House is also celebrating their birthday, and Mrs. Charity Jane Fee
May
also
the good
says
Lord be with them. That said, I think that there is a part of the video by His Excellency that you didn't play. At the end of the day, he said, "All glory be to God." All glory be to God for what has happened. As human...
You mean God did it?
As human, we would say it has been a very good 1 year. But the president in his speech at the tail end acknowledged that all of this has become possible with the intervention of God Almighty. And that for me is very profound. Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah once said, "Nothing great has ever been done without the support of the Almighty God." And so the work that has been done in 1 year, with all the innovation, the human ingenuity and everything, we bless God for it. That said, when the president say that within the 1 year, right, we've had a situation where the turnaround has exceeded expectation, it is grounded in data. It is well grounded in data. The data speaks to the fact that today, the numbers, and not only the numbers, not only the fact that the numbers are looking good, but they are translating in real life conditions. Inflation in 2022 was 54%. At the time when inflation was 54%, there were only 2 countries south of the Sahara that we were worse than: Zimbabwe and South Sudan. That is how Ghana sank so low. Not only that, all the international rating agencies put Ghana in junk status, Bola, under the watch of the man the MPP will be electing on Saturday, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia. Look, Roland, Fish actually projected that by close of 2025, the Ghana cedi will be exchanging 15 cedis to $1. Fish, almighty Fish. So we have done so well that we're able to beat the projection that Fish had put out. Because Fish wanted us to finish the year at 15 Ghana cedis to $1. We ended the year at 10.5 Ghana cedi to $1. That for me is significant. Look at our debt to GDP ratio. Today's significant cuts. It makes the country today looks more solvent. It didn't end there. Our reserve grew to an unprecedented $13 billion. Almost 5 months of import cover. That is the kind of work that men have done within the space of 1 year. So when His Excellency the President say that this is what we have done and it exceeds the expectation of the people we deal with, these are the numbers. But somebody will ask, has this turnaround translated into better living conditions of our people? Clearly, yes. And I'll demonstrate that shortly. If you recall, even with inflationary trends coming to 5.3, single digit, what it means is that the rate of increase of prices has slowed. And that is very significant. Because you see, he is a lecturer and he will tell you, when inflation goes up, inflation, colloquially you say, is the thief of our money. Yes, it steals your money quietly because an item that would cost you 2 cedis, because of inflationary trends, you're going to buy it for 5 cedis. So your disposable income, you would have lost 3 cedis on it simply because of inflation. And so by inflation coming down, the rate of increase of prices of commodities and prices have rather come down, and that is translating in better living conditions. 2, and I'll do this analysis, Roland. On the 4th of December, okay, 2024, and I say this, a liter of petroleum product, let me say petrol, was trading for 15.3 Ghana cedis per liter. 15.3 Ghana cedi per liter. That's December 4th, 2024. 3 days or so to the election. Today, the same liter is trading in some places, discounted price, 9.98, 9.99, below 10. And Roland, what it means is that for every liter that you buy of petrol, you are making a savings of almost 4 cedis on it. That is savings into your pocket.
But Edwige, the minority, especially in Parliament, have raised issues about how this is not trickling into the pocket of ordinary people in terms of reduction in food prices. And
let me give you an example. So, say I'll use one example. So in November last year, petroleum product consumption, petrol diesel, if you put together, was almost in the region of 540 million liters. So you do even 3 cedi savings on that nationally and see how much consumers have saved and retained in their pocket, Roland. That is very significant. And you know, the cascading impact of petrol prices, when we were growing up, finance ministers were the ones announcing petrol prices. I remember those days in my holy city of Nkwanta. Our parents would be by GBC2. My dad used to like the Ewe one. And we'll be waiting for the finance minister at that time to announce the price of petrol.
Butchie.
No, I think Kwame Pepra also.
No,
it started before
Butchie.
him, but then
Butchie.
when Mr. Honorable Richard Kwame Pepra took over, he repeated it. It was the finance minister that announced petrol prices. All the country will be waiting to hear what the price will be because of its impact on transportation. And when transportation is impacted, food prices will be impacted as well, and all other general goods and services. Currently today on social media, you will see our fellow countrymen and women, LPG for instance, the conversation around it and the savings they are making. And so these macroeconomic numbers are translating in living conditions. Roland, if you have a kid abroad, schooling, and you needed to move money, you are buying the dollar cheaper today. You are buying the pound sterling cheaper today than you have ever done. And so the impact is translating, and particularly the middle class are so excited with what is happening today. And Roland, let me make this point. This is a government that within the space of 1 year took away betting tax. You know that?
Yeah, it was announced and subsequently
took away the obnoxious e-levy. You know that. took away the dreaded COVID-19 levy, because people felt that COVID, by by close of 2022, COVID was no longer an issue for the economy. But we retained the COVID-19 levy. It has to take President John Dramani Mahama. And by the removal of the COVID-19 levy, almost 3.6 billion Ghana cedis is what consumers will retain in their pocket if they were paying that tax. And so overall, the management of the Ghanaian economy has so far translated in better conditions for our people. And let me say that in doing this, President Mahama has relied on very competent people to do this execution. The Honorable Ato Forson, the Governor of Bank of Ghana, what my brother Sami Jemfi is doing at the Gold Board. In a year, forest repatriation to the country amounted to $10 billion. We've never gotten that in a year before. The whole idea of setting up Gold Board was a game changer. It was something that was lost on the people who unfortunately mismanaged our economy for 8 years. We should never get to that point again, where we'll put a group of men, economic mismanagement team, whose only work is to run the economy aground. I am surprised that these same men believe that they can rehabilitate themselves, rebrand themselves, and come back to our people with some highfalutin voodoo economic analysis on how well to manage an economy. And some say they have rich ideas that translated 54% inflation, rich ideas that took the exchange rate at a point to 17 Ghana cedis to $1.
Please wrap up for me.
Yes, I'm wrapping up. Rich ideas, that's the point. Our debt to GDP ratio was 106%. Rich ideas that brought Ghana into a junk status. So much for those rich ideas. So I have no doubt at all that the good people of this country reflect and conclude that elections do have consequences. Elections, in fact, do so. And that is why I say that, look, today, if you look, our friends in the MPP no longer talk about they would cancel free SHS. Do you know why, Roland? Do you know why? Why today you will hardly hear any MPP communicator say free SHS have been cancelled? Because President Mahama is paying. I am very confident that this man, who is a very honest broker, would applaud the managers of the economy.
He's one of the main supporters of...
Connected.
Yes, Kennedy Japan. But
he is quite honest. You applaud the managers.
What do you make of this? You know the MPP is also choosing a leader to lead them into the presidential race, particularly for 2028, and it also means that all these have come up. We had a whole event that was organized, Dennis Miracle Abuaje leading that, criticizing the bread and butter issues as a result of they feel the ineptitude, they claim, of the John Mahama government, but the numbers in themselves and then also the testimonies by some others within the environment, the public just also say otherwise. What do you say to the president's own comments in the first place?
Yes, once again, let me wish your lovely viewers a good morning and say happy birthday to my junior brother here. God bless you and shine his face on you. I think it is proper that I commend the president. I commend the president. I commend his team for a great work done. Going to the last election, if anybody had told me that within a space of just 1 year, we would have this macroeconomic stability, I would have said that listen, I'm not interested in this city war business, because where we were, as in the extent to which confidence had been lost in the Ghanaian economy, and the evidence is not just in the junk status, as in how we were rated, but the impact of the DDEP, the fact that monies have been taken from the pocket of Ghanaians. To think that within just a year there'll be so much confidence in this economy, as in is incredible, and the numbers don't lie. Now, you have a situation where they've managed to bring inflation to 5.5. I don't recall ever in the history of this country where inflation was 5.5, and I stand to be corrected, but I don't recall any time. I recall that during President Mill's time, where we had single-digit inflation, I think it was a big deal. But I don't think even Professor Mills managed to get inflation to 5.5. In my life, I also don't ever recall, and I stand to be corrected once again, a time where the cedi has actually appreciated against the dollar, and it's not a marginal appreciation; it's a significant appreciation. I don't recall that. And to think that cedi went all the way to 17 at some point, 17.5. Right now it's hovering around 10 point something, 11 point something. Fuel, we shouldn't forget. And when my brother Edwidi was recalling I think he forgot about the fuel. At the point, a liter of fuel was about 23 cedis. At the point. And so, and in fact, all of us, rather than when we did our communication, thought that whoever became president in 2025, 7th January, was going to have an almost impossible tax on their hands. And to think that in less than 12 months, the president and his team have managed to bring the economy to a situation where there is a radical stability. I think it required that to be.
What about the criticism that comes?
We applaud him. So that's the first point. Now I find it. I'm not surprised. You see, if I find it very shocking, but it's shocking that the MPP would find a way of attempting to discredit His Excellency the President and his team. Personally, I'm not surprised. But I think I've said here on your show that I do not think that the MPP is a party that does, or this current MPP, to be fair to them, does politics with the interests of the country at heart. For them, politics is just a means to push their parochial agenda. Because why else will a party or a government that managed the economy to a state where all credibility was lost can say that the reason why the economy is rebounding, the reason why we are seeing this unprecedented stability, reversal of the economy, is because of their ideas? It was because you've heard them say that the reason why.
Are you saying they shouldn't take credit for it?
For what? Because.
Well, that's what they say. They say they have to be given credit. That the foundations were.
What foundations? Because you see, now they make an argument that in the first year of every tenor, of every change, the economy naturally stabilizes. Now in 2017, when they came to power, the cedi was about 3.9, not so. By the end of 2017, the cedi was 4.4. 2028, it went to about 4.8. So the cedi was still depreciating, not so. In 2025, the cedi didn't marginally depreciate. It actually appreciated significantly. You get a picture. Now, they went to an IMF program. Ghana went to an IMF program. So we saw them manage the economy even under an IMF program. And for 2 or 3 years, when they managed the economy under the IMF program, we didn't see this level of rebound. Did we? Went to IMF in 2022. Not so. And within that period, the cedi was still depreciating sharply. Within that period, inflation was skyrocketing. Not so. You get a picture. And indeed, in 2017, when they had what they call stability, they took very shocking fiscal decisions. Because when you define every economy, the role government plays is in terms of its fiscal and monetary policy. We've seen the giant strides we've made because of the positive fiscal and monetary policy of this NDC government. Yeah. So we've all seen, as in and to think that they've done all this without us having to resort to borrowing. When Nana Addo and his brother Ken were in charge of the economy, how did they manage it? Almost every year, we go out and borrow 3 billion. To what end? When they had a chance to build on their stability, what did they do? They decided to spend just 400 million Ghana cedis, just 400 million Ghana cedis on a policy that was meant to be their most transformational policy, the one they wanted. And 5 billion on NAPCO.
So what's your point with this?
My point is, government under Nana Addo criminally managed or used its fiscal policy in a manner that failed, or that failed to build on the stability that the IMF program they came to inherit had granted us. They failed to do that. Because how can you justify spending 400 million Ghana cedis on a program that's meant to be transformational? And two, when they came to inherit an economy where the previous government, His Excellency John Mahama, through the ESLA, had created a situation where government could raise monies to deal with the energy sector program. What did they do with that?
Do you know that so far ESLA has given us 45 billion Ghana cedis from 2015?
Yeah, and so what did they do with it?
Massive.
It was partly securitized.
For what?
To what end?
What can you identify?
To what end? And when they were leaving the power, that problem. Because among the things government does to bring about this stability is how you manage your debts. So for me, honestly, I don't want to dwell too much on the MPP now, because I'm so convinced that the MPP is a party, as a political party, do not do their politics with the interests of Ghana at heart. And that's why I'm saying that they are not capable of choosing a candidate that can take the country forward. Let's concentrate on what His Excellency Mama is doing now.
Okay.
For me to end, I think we can't do the mistake. As in, he's done very well in terms of bringing about a radical stability. But you see, once you've done the stability, then we must grow.
Consolidation.
Now, if I run, I even grow, not just grow. Okay. You understand? Now, when you read their budget, I think there's a lot was made, was said about the palm business. You understand? A lot was said about the 24-hour economy. Well, I did not hear a lot about SME, but I think it's something that the government can also look at deliberately building SMEs. The point is, government now needs to, whilst still stabilizing the economy, also then take...
Maybe just to add, the Minister for Trade, lawyer, the Honorable MP for Techiman North, Honorable Elizabeth Oposey-Jare, addressed the press last week, Wednesday. He outlined government's deliberate policy for small and medium-scale industries.
Excellent.
Because we believe that they are a strong anchor.
Yeah, because that's how you deal with jobs. You deal with jobs by building your SME. So I think I trust, based on what I've seen over the past 12 months, that government can or will use its fiscal policy to strengthen and build local industry, because that's the only way in which we can sustain the progress we are making in terms of the economy.
Okay. Tutu Boying, as part of the consolidation and the appreciation of the CDS, the effort that has been made by Gold Board, etc., and you know that in deploying the strategies, it also means that we have to be mindful of the type of strategies and how we are able to deal with illegal mining, because it's a key component to ensure that we have the sustainability we need in the economy. Just how do we do the sustainability, knowing that, well, just having these videos of the attack nearly on the police personnel and the losses, etc., just to have a combo.
All right, so
for your submission.
Before I start, let me say good morning to my people at University of Education, Winneba, my department, and the entire UTAG membership.
What's your department?
Department of Marketing and Entrepreneurship.
Okay, marketing entrepreneurship.
Yeah. And then all UTAG members of University of Education, Winneba. And then my president, Usu Achiao, my VC, Professor Mutual, and my pro-VC, Professor Esther Dansu Uredu. Obviously, it's important that, we are able to integrate, the economic gains that we are getting or deriving from the sale of gold, which obviously, when you read the literature, you would understand that it has become one of the key drivers of our economy today. And the means with which we are getting gold and probably increasing our gold reserves and all that. We have seen, from reports that most of the gold that we are getting is coming from the small sectors, including, these galamseys and all that. But we have also known that, the operations of these galamseys is not helping us as a country. It's not helping us to protect our environment and, especially with our water bodies. And we are fast losing, some cocoa lands, to galamsey. And I was just checking Ghana's cocoa production, in terms of dollar value and its projection for the 2025-2026 is around $4 billion. All right, that is if it stays within the current value, but if it appreciates, it means that we are going to get something more than the 4 billion. And actually, gold is giving us huge sums of money, right? Even today, I hear that gold at the world market price has gone above $5,000. And so that is huge.
A kilo is now
that is very huge.
$160,000.
Yeah, about $162,000. Yeah. Now, what it means is that we should be in the position to integrate, the production of gold and the production of cocoa, all right, so that our economy would stand, and probably we get more value to improve our economy. But if it gets to that point where probably we are, putting so much emphasis on gold and then leaving, cocoa and other resources, if you are not careful, we'll be in trouble, because I think that this is the first time that the metals is gaining so much traction. Previously, our economy has always been sustained on cocoa, all right? And so what it means is that in as much as we are giving priority to gold production, we must also give some priority to our cocoa and other sources of national income. Now, I want to believe that, you see, this fight against galamsey, since school reopened, I've seen some improvements, in the quality of water. That is
in the ones that you have monitored?
Yes.
Which waters are those?
That is, I'm talking about what we get from Winneba. Okay. I think the dam is somewhere around Swedru. All right. Now, some months passed before Christmas. I mean, it was nothing good to write home about. But since school reopened, I think about 2 weeks ago, I've seen some improvement, even though I must admit that the quality that I expect, we have still not gotten to that point. That tells you that there are some people, some bad nuts somewhere who are still engaged in it. But I must commend NIMOS, and the president for the fight that they have put up. But we also want to see that, I'm not against these operations of whereby we are getting gold, all right. But I am against mining in river bodies. I am against mining in forest reserves, all right, because it affects not just human life, but animals and plants and everything. And remember that there is something that we say that the moment the last tree dies, the last man on earth will equally die. And our very life is about, we depend on each other, all right? And so we need to protect other lives as well as protecting human life. The ecosystem should be protected, all right? Now, what it means is that we need to move into a kind of a situation whereby, we could put up measures, strategies, not just about growing our forest, but again, about ensuring that our forests are protected, because if I get one of the NAMOS reports right, what they were saying is that the moment they carry out an operation and then leave, other groups will just go back again to do whatever they want to do. So it's a whole operation that we need to do to ensure that, yes, some of these people, and again, in as much as some people would put up certain bad behavior and then would want to say that we are not going, all right. I think that those who are willing, to leave, that operation, and then probably may want to see some lives, decent lives, okay, we could equally mobilize such people, as a country, train them, resource them, and then push them into certain areas of the economy, which can equally give them that kind of decent lives. When you look at certain areas with which Ghana's economy is developing into, these skill set programs, when we train guys, the security doors, all right. Now Ghanaians are also creating some, the ones from China.
We're fabricating.
They are fabricating, right. And when we see some of the works in Ghana from Ghanaians, you marvel, all right. Now what it means is that when we train these people and then we add some level of technology, creativity into it, I mean, we would equally one day be exporting some of these things. And we have also seen that, look, even skilled jobs fetch more than, white-collar jobs, all right. And so if we can, as it were, invite some of these galamseyers, I mean, the young people who are dependent on the galamsey entrepreneurs, and then draw them and then make a provision for them to the extent that they could learn one or two trades and, stabilize their lives. I think that would be better. So I am of the opinion that a whole lot, this issue about cottage industry, could also be extended because most of these young guys are residents in the villages, all right? And when they know that we don't have any good job and galamsey is there, they will go. Okay. But when they know that I can train myself, government is coming up with this social intervention that I can train myself and then one day become somebody, within my community, those people will be willing to do that. So I think that there should be that invitation from government, district assemblies, the regional, secretariat and all that. Bring these guys together, register them, take them through certain projects. I think that there's a program. Is it the Jumera program? Yes. And we had University of Education Winneba was giving, some people to train, in recent times. And we've done that. I think we did a 6 weeks, training program of which I was part. And it was so good that when we interact with these people, with that renewed knowledge, renewed understanding, they believe that going back there, they can do more than what they are currently doing. Why? Because they have been given some exposure, they've been given some level of knowledge with which they can now produce and market their products successfully. Okay. So that partnership between the ministries, the various ministries, and tertiary, education, could also help us, to deal with some of these galamsey issues and all that. All right.
I have ACP Sefa Satham is the Ashanti South Regional Police Commander. Now, the attack on the police and subsequently when they were warding off those intruders leading to the death of that one person, how far are we with the investigations, or you, the police, are?
Good morning, Roland, and say good morning to your panelists. Let me correct something small. I'm the Deputy Ashanti South Regional Police Commander.
All right, my apologies, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much. Investigation is ongoing, and we are still on it. At the moment, we don't have anything yet to put in public domain. We are still working on it. What we have got so far, we need to guard against it to enable us unravel the mystery around the entire incident. So kindly permit us for now to hold on to what we have at the moment.
All right.
So that appropriate time will come to you and the general public.
Okay. Now, just as a routine, what's the level of the deployment you do as part of your routines to combat illegal mining, so to speak, in those areas?
It's the general police operational activities that we do.
Okay.
Early in the morning, we have our own duty rosters and our strategies, the various strategies, operational strategies that we have. Patrol, we have guard duties, we have highway patrol, we have residential patrol, we have community policing patrol, and all the various strategies. We have checkpoints and other things. So it is the usual police operational strategies that we do on daily basis. It is the same thing that the Jakobu Police District Command was doing. They were conducting their daily patrol, and the incident happened.
All right. From the video, you will find that the police arm or ammunition was in the hands of an individual. Is that the same thing? And so who did the shooting?
The final part of your question, please.
Who did the shooting?
In the interim, we are investigating the shooting. As you said, you saw a police AK-47, a lethal weapon at that, having been snatched away, and the snatcher bolting with it. It was a serious incident. You wonder who is going to have possession of this weapon which is being taken away, and what the consequences of having possession of that would be to the general public.
Okay.
So you will not expect a police officer to stand by whilst a lethal weapon, AK-47, has been started. So in the interim, we want to believe that it is the police that shot, which we are going to subject to further investigation to establish exactly what happened. But in the interim, we want to believe that police shot. And then you saw the disorderly mob running away, with one of them running away with the police weapon. It is so interesting that at the end of it all, the disorderly mob that was running away together with one of them carrying police weapon, only one person. And that person was the one who has snatched the police weapon and was carrying it away, who fell. That is professionalism to its limits.
Okay. Thank you very much for this update. And you say that you are undertaking the investigation. So we'll wait on you when the investigations are concluded. We'll get to know. But to you as well, we need the gold as a currency backer, so to speak, create the buffer for us. But at the end of the day, we have to do what is right for the economy. Is that not it?
That's it. Good morning, Ro. A very good morning to the incoming flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party, Honorable Kennedy Agyapong. Come Saturday 31st, we know he's going to win the elections, and then he will win convincingly. I know my brother Edwiji will be happy if we present the old face. So
it's incoming flag bearer?
Yes.
What do you mean by old face?
Incoming flag bearer.
The incoming, the new face will come up. That is Honorable Kennedy Agyapong. You see, if you look at, we were talking about government's performance, and then
especially on the economy.
On the economy, and we know that yes, the performance has been good, backed by impressive stats. In our local parlance, they say, "All time okodua no way in America." I wish NDC were not performing this better, but they have.
They're performing better?
Yes.
What's Ken thinking about it?
And when you look at all these performances, with inflation dropping to 5.4%, with the CD appreciation over 37%, gross international reserve at 12 billion, price of fuel at the pump, petrol and all that, has dropped significantly. Betting tax gone, e-levy gone. I just pray it's not a 9-day wonder, but it's something that government is going to ensure that
so sustainability is important.
And all that. We pray it lasts. And this is the reason why NPP, we must change our face.
I don't understand.
In the coming elections. Listen, if we bring the old face, you see the way Edwiji was very happy, rattling and then talking all about, we have done this, we have done that, the economy is booming, and then all that. That will be the message come 2028. But then if MPP brings in a new face, which is Honorable Kennedy Agyapong, then the dynamics will change. There will be a new room where the message will not only be on the economy, but we'll be talking about Ken, who is coming in with his mantra of creating jobs, decentralization of ministries, tourism as a potential of raking in forex, agricultural innovation. That you see, this is a man that his ethos is on patriotism, honesty, and discipline. PhD. Okay? This is a man who sees that, listen, let me come in and offer a new phase, a new dimension when it comes to the management of Ghana. That is why the MPP will need to change the face so the message changes.
Where is he currently? Where is he today?
Ken is in Accra. He was done with his rounds. He rounded it up on last Friday in Ascend North and then Ascend Central. And it was such a spectacle. You need to be there to see what happened then.
Okay.
You see? And so if we as a political party would want to have a stake in the 2028 elections, then we should go in with a new face and new candidate, so that the NDC will not have message to trumpet, we have done this and we brought in this and we have these reserves and all that. This is going to be their message. Okay? So we need to change things. And then let me come back to this Galamsey issue. You see, Ro, let us be frank with ourselves. Yes, gold pricing today, 126,000. 126,000 US dollars, translating into almost about 1.7 or 1.8 million Ghana cedis. That is a whole lot. And so people would love to go there and make money. But, you know, we need, as a matter of urgency, to control the system, put in measures to ensure that the right things are done. We are not saying Ghanaians will not go and find work if there's not enough work out there for them to do. You see, and then secondly, this issue of people who would be attacking the police and attacking the security agencies is becoming too much. One too many. And then I think it's about time some education has to be done in some of these mining communities. You see, attacking the police, he has his rule of engagement. Why would the police set for you to run away with his gun? And then these were 2 officers on patrol, on their normal police patrol. And they were attacked by a mob numbering almost about 100. And then you think that they will stand and then watch you do whatever you want to do. What happened to Major Mahama? What happened to a couple of the police officers that have been assaulted in recent times? So definitely, he has to shoot. And then if his intention was not probably to shoot and kill, probably to injure you and then take his rifle back. He can't just sit. And we need to educate people.
No, are you saying that from the video is a policeman who shot?
Yeah, from all indications, it was a policeman. We have seen other angles of the video. It was a police that shot.
Okay. Edudzi, how do we combat this? You know, the question then will be, how do we combat this? We have communities who have built their life around illegal mining and so are resisting state efforts to reduce or stop illegal mining.
Roland, I will combine this with a quick rebuttal. There's a story, 20th July 2023, City FM Online. High inflation, listen carefully, high inflation pushed 850,000 Ghanaians into poverty in 2022. So when President Mahama talks about the fact that the turnaround is beyond expectation, this is the data, that in 2022, high inflation alone caused 850,000 Ghanaians to be poor. Now look at the reverse today. Today, Ghana Statistical Service is telling us that per their multidimensional analysis and others, over 360,000 Ghanaians exited poverty in 2025.
Galamsey.
What it tells you is that Galamsey or no Galamsey, under no circumstance should any Ghanaian attack a security officer. Look, growing up, there are 3 categories of people I don't joke with. 1, a judge. He can simply change your sleeping place. It doesn't matter who you are. Oh no, if you joke with a judge, before you do bail, you would have already spent some hours in detention. I don't joke with a judge. Number 2, a teacher. Because all of us are what we are because of teachers. The next most important person is the police officer, or more importantly, security personnel. If you look at the risk they take daily just to make us safe, you have no idea. Whilst we are sleeping, snoring, these police officers are manning barriers, security posts all over the place just to ensure our security. And so it is the height of impudence, it's the height of impunity for, with the greatest respect, young people to accost police officers, even if you disagree with the police officer. Never, never attempt disarming that person. In fact, in the words of Chairman Mao, he said it is a foolish initiative for the unarmed to try to disarm the armed. Completely foolish initiative. I mean, this is a police officer holding.
Please, that quote again.
He said it is a foolish initiative for the unarmed to try to disarm the armed.
Oh, okay.
Chamamao.
That's risky.
No, that's complete risk. Complete misadventure.
It doesn't make a lot of sense.
And if you look at these NIMOS and their operations, this is not the first time we are seeing some of this. And so it's important that we bring a stop. Where from this? Where from this impunity? I have heard my senior brother, Mr. Atta?
ACP, Cephas.
Cephas Atta make the point that notwithstanding what we have watched and seen, the police are still going to investigate to put matters in proper perspective. I welcome that level of investigation because usually what that kind of investigation would do is to also serve as, you know, maybe in terms of police standards, if it needs to be improved, among others, we will know. I listened to my brother make the point that it may well be that a police officer aimed at, you know, maybe demobilizing the person who was running or something. Those facts may not be readily available. It's investigation that will bring all of it out. But I saw one guy in a yellow, I mean, he could run so fast. Oh, why?
The same boat of Galamsey.
No. Actually, when you go on social media, there's a clipping of,
okay.
They've screenshot him and he's been trending.
Yeah, he, you know, I mean, the one, you know, I can see, the one in the yellow top, you know, he could run so fast. And you can see that the other police officer did some warning shot to disperse, but they wouldn't listen.
Warning shots.
Okay.
So I think that we should not get
William Evans Inkum. Good morning.
Started running.
William Inkum.
Good morning, Roland.
Charlie, in 2 minutes, tell me, how's the community like? Jacobu, I'm told it's in the Amancia South.
Amancia Central.
Amancia Central District.
It's in the Amancia Central District. And Roland, between 2015 and 2023, I mean, enjoy some level of public discourse because of Aisha Wan's connection as far as that reporting is concerned. You know, in one of her, I mean, prosecutorial dockets, Reporting was mentioned as an area that she was operating as far as illegal mining activity in the Ashanti region is concerned. So Reporting is one notorious illegal mining site which is very known as far as the Ashanti region is concerned. As I speak to you now, there's relative calm at Reporting because we are talking about the magnitude of illegal mining in that particular area, and then the kind of tension that we normally report, it has doused a bit since the incarceration of Aisha Wan. So that is just about it. It was not actually, the name reporting in recent time was very not common as far as discussion on illegal mining was concerned until Friday when that incident happened. Now, what I have also been able to gather is that the one who is now deceased, we understand his name is Jacob. Jacob is 20 years old, and we also understand that he hails from the Upper East region. Currently, he was residing dominantly in the Central region. Then the one who also suffered a leg injury as a result of the alleged gunshot is also called Enoch. So these are a bit of information that we've been able to gather at the moment. Roland.
Okay. So one person is dead, confirmed, right?
Absolutely. Jacob, 20-year-old.
Okay.
Dead.
How is the community like when it comes to the illegal mining menace? To the point that the community members, as well as the illegal miners, are willing to ward off properly deployed state security personnel from either stopping them or coming to their site? Do that in a minute for me.
A hub. I mean, if you're talking about, it is a hub. If you're talking about illegal mining, and maybe if you want to even speaks more to, degree, then you say a notorious area. So the potency is not an area that is very isolated when it comes to the issue of illegal mining. But in 2015, I went there with the Regional Security Council. Then the COP, Kofi Boakye, was the Ashanti Regional Police Commander, then the COP. He led that particular exercise. It was a swoop. And it lies in a deep forest. So illegal mining in that particular area is something that is known to everybody. That is, after 2023, the name was some way, somehow diminishing because the alleged campaign, as far as that particular area was concerned, was arrested and convicted.
All right, thank you, William Evans Nkum there. And
I want to see something.
Just 2 minutes for the two of you.
So
let me start with you.
We are starting with me.
2 minutes. Okay, 1 minute.
So you see,
because we have an interview with Professor Michael Quabe. 1 minute.
Okay, so the thing is that my brother is talking about the old face theory, but I'm advising him that certain opportunities.
Your 1 minute is on MPPO. Finish.
Well, yes, certain opportunities when you have it, you don't let it slide. Lawyer has given him an opportunity. He shouldn't let it slide. He should consider it in good faith. You understand? But you see, this whole thing about Galamsey and stuff, now we know that we have Hussein Boots in Galamsey. You see?
That guy that was running like...
But you see, the point is...
Are you commenting on Galamsey already?
Yeah. Let me land, please. Let me land. The point is that, for me, I think that this kind of attitude where, civilians, because of Galamsey, may want to attack, police personnel and security personnel, this thing should not be entertained in this country, right? I think that if the Kumasi regional security was able to deploy soldiers to bring a whole community down, that thing should be done again at Jakubu. You see, so that they teach them lesson. And then next time when you see a police car moving, you'll be careful. You'll be careful because after all, they are going, they will go. Why wouldn't you allow them to do whatever they do and go? And then you have your peace if you want to do your Galamsey. But to go and attack them to the extent that you are going to disarm them, pick the AK-47. What are you going to use it for?
Foolish initiative. No. It's to have their peace in Galamsey. No, they won't have peace in Galamsey.
No.
So let me commend ACP Sefasaka.
He's handled the communication professionally.
Yeah, great job.
Because I've been trying to probe Onfimi.
Yeah. No, he's a professional. He understands this.
Yeah, as in, we need people like ACP if we are going to win this battle against Galamsey. Also, commend Naimos and finally to say that Saturday will be a contest between the fake party and the virtual party. My prediction is that the fake party is going to win.
Professor Frimpong Boateng said he didn't say it's a fake party.
It's a fake party. It's a fake. It's a contest between fake and virtual. The fake people are going to win. But I'm assuring the virtual people that, listen, if really your interest in why you do politics is Ghana, if really you claim that you believe in the ideals of the original NPP, then, like I promised my brother here, now he sits in the paradise of the UP, is assured, and that they have a home in the UP. That they will no longer become virtual.
United Party.
But they will have a home in a party whose focus is really Ghana.
Roland,
your election command center.
Roland, on 30 seconds.
Yes, sir.
Yesterday, an event took place. Sky, you remember, the first Sky crew.
Yes. That's where the president made a comment.
When are you inviting the Honorable Minister for Roads?
Tomorrow.
Oh, he's here tomorrow.
We hope to have him tomorrow.
And look at what he's doing with the Big Push project. The agenda is deep with the support of the finance minister, the president, and I'm really excited this morning to let you know that a lot is happening within the energy sector, led by my sector minister, the Honorable Gina Paul, and the education minister, the Honorable Haruna Idris.
Wow. Thank you, gentlemen. You wanted to say Kenny Japan is winning, right? You've
Ken,
said that.
Ken is definitely winning.
Today is your birthday. Happy birthday to you. Please put it.
happy
No,
birthday.
give him a frame. Frame him. Frame
We
him.
need water to
Frame him. Charlie, look inside the camera.
Happy
Happy birthday to you. Get connected.
Happy birthday.
Dr. Kweku Buahing. Happy birthday to you. We're taking a break. When we come back, we'll bring you the latest sports headlines.